Hello everyone. Very good evening and welcome to this live stream. We are going to create a project in Python programming language. So the target is to create a bricks breaker game, an interactive game in Python. I'm not sure we're gonna able to do it or not, but let's see we can do it in collab or not. So what we will do is we will use AI, the power of LLMs, and we will try to leverage that knowledge and try to create a live interactive game in collab. We will use internet whenever necessary. So I have not created this project before, so I am going to create it live in front of you guys for the first time. So it might turn out anyway, but we will try to create some basic UI and try to create a game. So we'll try to build elements, and we will not write code. So the main thing, or the main feature of this entire course of videos of creating project will be, you don't need any prior Python experience. Okay, we will completely use Bard and ChatGPT to create this project. We will copy paste code. If we are finding any errors, I will not debug it. Sometimes we will debug it using our knowledge, but most of the times we will ask Bard ki how like we are getting so and so error, how should we fix it. I hope this makes sense. So yeah, do write in the chat if you're watching the live stream, and do let me know if I'm live, audible, visible, everything is working fine. Okay, I'll again state this thing. No prior coding knowledge is required, and let's use the power of Bard and ChatGPT completely to create this project. Also, I will be sharing the code at the end if the project works, so that you can run it and you can use this project and you can build similar games in Python. And this project will be essential for your resume. You can write the project directly in your resume and share the code. Like you can upload the code at GitHub and and share this code in your resume. Okay. So let me know in the chat if you are watching this live, and if I'm audible, so that we'll start the session. Okay, I'll wait for a few messages in the chat, and then we will start the session. So like just write anything. Like if I'm live and everything's working fine, do write in the chat. See, there is no point in taking a live stream otherwise. Like if you're not joining it live, I can upload recorded video otherwise. So again, hi Piyush. Am I audible and visible? Is the the video working fine? Do let me know in the chat. मुझे बेसिक ऑफ पाइथन आती है तो समझ आ जाएगा, तुम्हें समझ में आ जाएगा. आई विल एक्सप्लेन एवरी लाइन ऑफ कोड विच आई एम गोना राइट. If you know basics, it is enough. Okay. Even like let's assume for today, even I know only basics of Python. Okay. Uh, we will ask Bard each and everything. Okay. So we will ask ChatGPT and Bard each and everything, and you don't need any like knowledge in Python. And believe me, while working on this project, you will develop that knowledge. Okay. We will be developing, like that's how you learn Python programming, right? Cool. So just okay, if you're ready and like we should start. Also, like I need all of you to have a laptop before starting the session. Like just turn on your laptop, and you don't need any ID. Like कोई software install करने का, like there is no requirement. You can we will do this directly on web, on Google Colab. So I hope this makes sense. So you just need to search Google Colab and open a new collab. I will tell you how to do that as well. So again, like all the students who are willing to give like 1 hour today, like stay in the session and write in the chat, okay? Because like this will be a highly interactive session. So if your laptops are ready, let me know in the chat. So do share this session with like few more folks. So is everyone ready? Like, shall we start the session? Like, Google Colab is an online compiler. Yes, correct. So it's a cloud-based platform. Like, it's a Python interpreter, and we can directly run and execute Python code on the web-based UI itself, which is Google Colab. So you don't need the like Python installed in your system. Your code will run on cloud on Google resources. So that's how we need to connect to a runtime on Google Colab. So I will tell you specifically how it works. Just search Google Colab. Just search Google Colab, and here you will find a link of Google Colab, collab.google, and you just need to open this collab. This will open a new blank collab for you. Okay, so it will give you some introduction to Google Colab, what is collab, how it works. Just do this and let me know if you have done it. Let me know in the chat if you have done it. Open this page and click on file and new notebook. File and new notebook. We need a fresh new notebook to start. So let me know if you have a new notebook and you're start like ready to start writing the code. That's how this new notebook will look like. So let me know if you are seeing this screen. Okay, you don't need to open Bard. You don't need to open Bard also. I will do that. I will copy paste code from Bard and I will like debug it. You just need a blank collab in front of you. Okay, let me know in the chat if a new collab is in front of you so that we can start the session. I need the session to be highly interactive, so share it with as many people as you can. Okay, those who have just joined, it's okay to join now. It's the right time. Open a new blank collab. Just search Google Collab and click on File and New Notebook. And let me know once this is ready. We will be creating like a new like game together. So is the new collab ready in front of you? Piyush, is it ready if you're watching it? So everyone complains that they don't have projects to write in their resume, and now I'm creating a project. So you should be online and like watching the session. Even Samko has like uploaded a couple of videos on Space Wars game and like a couple of more projects. You can just copy paste the code at least and try running it. And once you gain the knowledge, you can create your own games and different projects in Python programming, right? Okay, even if if you don't have enough live students watching, anyways, I'll be writing code so that like someone who is watching the recorded session might benefit from it then. Okay, I'll just wait for 2 more minutes for like someone to write in the chat if they have an open collab and they are coding with me. Otherwise, I'll just be like creating the session for those who are watching it recorded. So let's name this collab a game in Python. So we will try to create an interactive game in Python programming language. So, yep, this is Google Colab. Those who don't know, those who are watching it, those who are running Python programs for the first time, this is how a Colab notebook looks like. In file, you can create a new notebook. You can open a previously created notebook. The code sits in cloud. The only thing which you need is internet, active internet connection, and your Python program can run on this IDE online. Like you don't need to do anything, right? You don't need to install anything. If you need to install a few libraries which are not provided as the basic uh, package in Google Colab, we can install using these in the platform itself. So what you need to do is you need to click connect on the top right corner. So here you just need to click connect and it will basically connect to a Python runtime, the default Python 3 runtime. Okay, and here you can like run Python code as usual. Let's say like I write a equal to 3 and then print a. This is just for testing if the online ID works fine. So I'll just increase the font size a bit. Okay, so here I've created a variable a with value 3 and I've printed that, and 3 is printed. So the Python IDE like the collab is working fine. We are connected to a runtime. We can see this green tick here as well, which shows that we are connected to a Python runtime. Right? So before jumping to the bricks breaker game directly, let's try to see. We will need a window. We will need an interactive window in the Google Colab where our game will be visualized, right? So let's try to create that window first. Let's try to create a UI where our game will be displayed in Google Colab. Okay, and we don't even know is it possible in Colab or not. So we can ask GPT or Bard, like any platform. Let's ask Chat GPT how we can do that. So I will ask the query to Chat GPT. I'm assuming that like you don't have any knowledge in Python, and so do I. So how do I use like leverage the knowledge present in LLMs to like create this project? So let's say I'm writing a prompt. This is the prompt. Like the question which you are asking to the GPT is called a prompt, and your prompt should be correct. If your prompt has enough information, you will get the like desired output. Okay, that's the idea. So let's say we want to build an interactive. So give as much information as you can in the prompt. You want to build an interactive game in Python in Google Colab. The goal is, and also these platforms work with the context, so they remember what you have talked in the last conversations. So in the first prompt which I'm giving to ChatGPT, I'm writing everything that we need. Okay, and I will tell the LLM key we want step by step detailed solution, like, and like detailed code, and you need to explain it to us as well, so that like we can copy paste it and run it. Okay, basically. And if we find any errors, then we will ask ChatGPT, and also the LLM will remember what they like, what the code they have written before. So like you need to do the entire conversation in one session of interaction itself. So the goal is to build a bricks breaker game, building it. Give me code in step by step fashion so that I can run it parallelly and let you know if it works. Let's start by getting a basic UI window in Collab where the ball will travel. So I have it says that it sounds like a fun project, and however, please note that Google Colab is primarily designed for running Jupyter notebooks, which may not provide the best real-time graphic capabilities for interactive games, but we can certainly create a basic version of the game. Like that's okay. Let's start by setting up a simple UI window where the ball will move. So it has given us some project some code using NumPy and Matplotlib, and it has already taken care of libraries like PyPlot animation. And if you find find this code difficult, we can ask GPT as well, or any LLM, even Bard. Like I don't understand this piece of code, but right now I will explain it to you, like whatever we are writing. So let's it even says copy and paste this code in Google Colab cell and run it. This code sets up a simple animation of a ball moving in a circular path. The animation is created using matplotlib.animation module. Please remember that Google Colab might not provide the smoothest or most interactive experience for real-time animations like games, but due to its limitation, but this should give you a basic starting point. Okay, that's great. So I have copy pasted this code and I'm running it. So okay, let's see what's going on. We just see a single ball, like a blue ball in the middle. So let's try to understand what the code did and is it running fine or not. So we have imported libraries like NumPy, matplotlib.pyplot. Pyplot is a library which helps you creating plots, okay, 2D plots, 3D plots, and so on. And Matplotlib also has a library called animation, which can like make this ball moving in different directions. So like the first piece of code which so let me break this code in different cells, okay, so that it's better for us to understand. So I'll just break this code. I'll just copy paste this code in different cells so that we can understand what each cell is doing. So firstly, like create a figure and axis for the game display. So this creates just a basic figure and display. So a plot that subplots will give you like a single plot, and we have set the limits of x and y to be 10 cross 10. So it's a 10 cross 10 grid which is created. Now we create a ball in the same plot. So ball is what? It's a circle of size 5 cross 5 with the center 5 cross 5 and radius 0.2. At center 5 cross 5, 5.5, which means the center of this entire window. And its radius is 0.2 and its color is blue. So we have added a patch of this ball on this plot. So that's how they did it. Okay. Now, okay. Now the next piece of code was you need to update function to update the ball's position. So I will create all the functions in a different cell. Let's say here. So function to update the ball's position is here. So what it does is like you give this function a frame and it will set the center to 5 plus sine of frame by 10, 5 plus cosine of frame by 10. Okay. So it's not like very obvious what this function is doing. So we will try to like see what this function is doing like with the animation, let's say. So then the next piece of code was this animation dot func animation. Okay, this is a function, and you are passing the figure, and you're giving the update function, and you're giving the frames, and you're giving the interval, and we are not even sure like what this line means. So let's explain, like let ChatGPT explain. Can you explain what this line does? Because like we were not able to see the animation when we ran it, like truly speaking. So to learn like what the mistake in the code is, you also need to explain some part of the code, right? Like understand it. So certainly this line of the code creates an animation using the func animation function or class from animation module. Let's break down the parameters. Fig, this is the figure or window. Update is the function that will be called, okay, on this figure, okay. Frames, this parameter specifies the number of frames in the animation. In this case, the animation will run for 200 frames. And the interval between every frame will be 50 milliseconds. So the total duration of this animation will be 50 into 200 milliseconds, which is like 1000, like 10 seconds. 10, like this animation should ideally run for 10 seconds. And blitting is a technique that updates only parts of the plot that have changed between frames. Okay, so like this basically improves the performance because we don't need to run the animation every time because it will render the entire animation every time. So like this splitting is just to optimize the animation, it seems. Cool, makes sense. So then like they called the function display the animation. I'm copy pasting this as well. So when we run this code, I don't see any movement in the ball here. Like there is no movement in the ball clearly visible. So let's tell this thing to ChatGPT. Like there might be some mistake, like the parameters might be slightly wrong, or even this function might be slightly wrong. So let's tell this thing to ChatGPT. The code runs. There is no error, but I cannot see the ball moving. And meanwhile, if you have worked on this library before and you know what's the mistake, you can write in the chat as well, okay? Moving on the screen. Okay, so it says that it's collabs mistake, that like it's a known issue with Google Colab, it seems. So it's saying the issue might be related to the rendering environment in Google Colab, which can sometimes behave differently than a local developing environment due to its virtual nature. While animations like this might not work perfectly in Colab's default settings, you can try following alternative to display the animation. So it's saying ki replace the last line of the code plt.show with the following code. So let's see if it works. So I'm adding one more import as GPT suggesting, and instead of last line you need to write this. Let's see if it works. Okay, now the ball is moving. Okay, so it is actually a 10-second thing. So the now we know actually what this sine and cosine means, right? That's how actually this is done, right? Like so these are coordinates. So think about it. I hope you might know this thing, right? So the initial position, like so these are like this entire expression, this is like the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the ball, so as to make the ball move in circle, right? So it's like this is center, 5 plus 5 plus is the center. So it's like x naught plus sine of frame by 10 and y naught plus cosine of frame by 10. So this line is just to mark the coordinates of the ball, right? So that it moves in circle. It's very easy to prove. So it's like center plus sine of theta, comma cosine of theta, and theta changes. So this will make the circle or the ball move in circles, right? So yep, this makes sense. And but we still get another patch shown in the. So let me rerun this code. There might be some mistake. Okay. So for now we can do two things. We can either ignore this ball or like so let me tell ChatGPT. Let me give the entire code and ask the issue. Okay. So it will definitely be able to correct it. Okay. So I'm just writing the entire code. Like whatever we wrote. Sorry. And let's explain the issue. We ran this code. We are able to see the ball moving in circles, but there is another ball getting displayed at the bottom. Actually, I know the issue, but like still, like let's see if like ChatGPT can explain it to us. So this is like the basic plot which is like shown on the bottom. So I apologize for the confusion. It seems like the issue is that the new circle is being added to the plot with each frame updated, causing multiple circles. No, 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 no. That's not the issue. One additional plot is getting displayed, let's say. It seems the extra plot at the bottom is a result of displaying and the animation of HTML5 window using this. To resolve this issue, let's modify the code slightly to use ipython.display.display. So now it's like giving a completely okay, it's a different display function. I'm not sure it will work or not, but we can at least try it. So let's copy paste the entire code and run it in single cell. Okay, this doesn't work. Let's tell GPT this thing. Like this doesn't work. We cannot see the ball moving now. Okay, so now again we have a new piece of code. Okay, this is working, but actually it's really slow. This is working, but it is actually really slow. So because the pause was slightly higher, I guess. So can we, let's see if we can reduce the pause so that like the animation looks slightly better. Okay. So I'm just reducing the pause. Okay, this doesn't look a good way to do this because like this will like re-render it and like it's like very heavy computation it seems. Okay, let me try reducing it even further, the pause. I just want to see like how fast can it render. Like it's like not really looking really like very good. Yeah. Yeah, so let us know, like we'll just tell this thing to GPT again. This does not render the ball properly. It's refreshing the window again and again. Let's use so whatever worked before. What was the code? HTML5 window. Cool. So I'll again copy it. So this is like not the correct code. We had a, okay, yeah, now it works. So it takes some time to get ready, I guess. So yeah, this is pretty smooth. Let's go with this. Right. Also, what I want to do is let's do one thing. Since we are using figure here, what if I comment this statement? I'm just trying to experiment with a few things. What if I remove the patch like of ball? So it won't be visible now, right? We need to make it visible. So I just wanted to know why. Okay, let's leave it like this. Okay, this works fine, right? Okay, we will also let ChatGPT know that this is the code that is working for now. We can move forward. So it has added like a lot of features now. Uh, but again, like firstly we will try to like run it and then we will see like how it goes. It's like a very large piece of code. I would have preferred to get like smaller pieces of code and try them first. But yeah, let's see like what's the harm in running at least. If it works in the first go, I'll be really surprised. Okay, yeah, I knew ki there will be a lot of issues with the code, right? But yeah, like this is like we are getting an essence. We are getting an essence like what this platform is like what this like what ChatGPT is trying to build here. Like we are getting some like basic UI, right? RR AI ML like jaldi start hoga like if you like I will start a live course on AI ML like on the platform really soon. But like firstly we need some audience and like we need regular audience to watch it. So like let's build basic Python projects first and then we will go to AI ML, right? So we can apply AI ML on the same piece of code that we are writing today. Okay, we can apply reinforcement learning in which this piece of block can move on its own. So you need to know the basics of Python before like jumping to AI ML. But yeah, like as promised before, like we will bring a complete course on AI ML. And even like the concepts are so useful now. Are like even GATE exam has added a new paper on AI ML. So like we will cover that very shortly, like very soon. So we're getting an essence like there is some issue in the code, we will fix it. But like this is how they are trying to build the UI. Okay. So like this looks good. So like let me tell GPT okay, we should not add like this much code in at once. Let's not add give us small steps to run after this code. So what was our code before this thing? Let's start building blocks of the incremental. Will begin again adding the paddle and the initial collision logic. Okay. So again, it looks like a lot, but yeah, anything like is fine if it works. So yep. Okay, so it says that there is a local variable. So let's see what it did. Okay. So okay, Ara, you are regular audience. I will start the course, and like don't worry about the AML course. Okay, it will start soon. So okay, let's take a 2 minute break. So we are at 40-minute mark. Let's take a 2 minute break. I'll just bring water and then I'll resume. Okay, just don't go anywhere. I will resume the session like on the same video. Okay, I'm just coming back. Give me 1 minute, 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. Let's resume the session. Let's try to see what ChatGPT did. And what was the error in the code? Let's try to fix it. Okay, cool. So firstly, like this piece of code looks the same. Create a figure and axis, this looks the same. Create a ball radius, this looks the same. Create a paddle as a rectangle. Okay, this is the paddle, I guess, at the bottom. Okay, this is the paddle. So like what it did was it created a plot dot rectangle, and this is like the length and the width. So okay, paddle is like plot dot rectangle 5 minus paddle width by 2. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, sorry, really sorry. Yeah, cool. So and then like we have given paddle width. So what is paddle width? It's 1.5. This is a constant which we have created here. Okay, that's great. And okay, so let's ask GPT what this line exactly means. Okay, again. Uh, and also we have a error like we don't have error on this line. We have error on line number 18 here. So we can display line numbers here in view. There was some okay in settings it might be there in editor show line numbers. Okay, ball velocity x. So in the update function there is an error, but okay, anyways, let's see. Can you explain this line? So this is x. So okay, so the first parameter here is the center of the rectangle. Basically, it's the xy coordinate pair that represents the bottom left corner. Okay, it's not the center; it's the bottom left corner. Here 5 is the initial x coordinate and paddle width by 2. Shift the x coordinate to left by half of the paddle's width. Point 2 is the y coordinate, placing the paddle slightly above the bottom of the screen. Okay, so y is 0.2 and x is 5. So 5 is like initially, and anyways we created the center like ball also in the center. So yeah, like that's why. So we want like see 5 is the center. So we want to shift the x bottom left coordinate where like so it should be so y coordinate is 0.2. Let's not worry about it. What is x coordinate? 5 minus width by 2 because like 5 is the center like this line. So 5 minus width by 2 is the x coordinate of this particular location. Okay, so this is like the bottom left corner, which is great. Then paddle width is the width of the paddle, like yeah. And the 0.3 is the height of the paddle. Okay, so it's like 1.5 length long, and 0.3 is the height. Okay, which is great. And like FC just is like the color. Like C stands for color here. So it's like the color of the paddle. So it like it has explained this line. So that's how you can create a rectangle using Matplotlib. Okay. Then firstly we added a patch of ball, then we added a patch of paddle, which is great. Now we have like few more constants like initial ball velocity. So ball velocity in x direction is 0.1 and ball velocity in y direction is also 0.1, which is cool. Then we said key we need to update the animation, okay, which is good. But we now have an update function. So like there were changes in update function as well. We also had update function before, but इससे पहले like what update function did was it just moved the ball in circular fashion, right? Now the update function is doing something else as well. So let's see what update function is trying to do. So here update ball's position, ball dot center, set center. This is same, like this is like this is the same thing that we did before. It's like it will just keep rotating the ball in circular motion. And also here there is one more logic, check for collisions with the balls. So if ball dot center minus ball dot radius is negative, or ball dot center plus ball dot radius is greater than equal to 10. So it's like it's just checking if ball is hitting the any of the walls like left side or right side. It is okay, this is great. So it will just multiply the velocity in x by -1. So if the ball is going in this direction, now it will go in this direction like this. So I'm not sure why this piece of code is still like moving the ball in circular fashion, but it's okay. Like slowly it will correct that logic. Okay, but like it is like right now we are creating building blocks, right? So we have two variables, one which moves the ball in x direction, one which moves the ball in y direction. So so it's like the ball's velocity has two component, x component and y component. So ball will move like in straight lines. If it is hitting the walls in x direction, like left or right walls, it will just switch the velocity component in x direction to negative. So if it is going in this direction and if it hits the right wall, it will like move towards left and so on. Similarly, the same thing happens in y direction as well. And also like it is also like checking for the collisions with the paddle. So if ball dot center minus ball dot radius, okay, like this is like ball ka like any part can hit the paddle, but only like think about it, the ball's only bottom part can hit the paddle, right? Only the bottom part of the ball can hit the paddle, no other part. So that's why we are only checking the y coordinate of center. So this is the y coordinate of the center of the ball minus ball radius, so the bottommost part. If it is less than or equal to 0.5, so why is it like 0.5 now? Think about it. So the paddle's topmost position. So actually there is a mistake here. We should have not written directly 0.5 here, since we already have some variables like 0.2 and 0.3. We should have created variables completely, but it's okay. So what happened was the y coordinate of paddle, the topmost y coordinate of the paddle is 0.5. Why? Because like the bottom left point was 0.2 and the height of the paddle was 0.3. So the topmost position of the paddle, like this, the surface is 0.5. That's how they have defined it. So if the ball goes below 0.5 and if the ball goes below 0.5 and if paddle dot get x, okay, is less than equal to ball dot get center 0 and paddle dot get x. Okay, this is good. Like what is this piece of code doing? If the ball's y coordinate is going below the paddle and simultaneously the x coordinate of the ball or the center of the ball is between the range of the paddle, it means that the ball has hit the paddle. It means that the ball has hit the paddle. So it should reflect it. So like the same logic, the velocity of the ball in y direction is multiplied by -1. Okay. Now the only mistake I see here is this is considering these two variables as local variables, but we have defined them as global variables, right? So we should have defined in this function that these two variables are global and not local. So that is the mistake. And I will ask GPT to correct this piece of code. So I will ask the code gives this error. It will correct it for us. Okay. Okay, so it is again saying the same thing. We just need to add the global line. Okay, that these two variables are global. Okay, we are again running the same code. So if this works, I will delete this piece of code because that will like will not be useful. Okay, let's run this code. Okay, the velocity thing is not going correct, it seems. So what happened was like now the ball is traveling, but it is traveling in a bigger circle, like way bigger circle. It is traveling in a way bigger like circle. It's like keep like it is keep on increasing its center, and also like the velocity thing is not working. I cannot see the ball reflecting from the screen. I cannot see the ball reflecting in the screen, right? So let's see what's the issue here. We will try to fix it on our own. So first thing, like it is trying to start, like so it is like it looks like the ball's center is like actually taking a semicircle. It's taking a quarter circle actually. Like the sine cos function is fine, but okay, the main issue is like why is it going in okay. So it is because like we are not actually using velocity right now. We are not actually using velocity right now, right? We are just setting the ball ka center using this. We are just setting ball ka center using this function. So previously it was this 5 plus this. Now it is this ball dot get center and so on and so forth, right? So still the ball goes in rounds and round fashion, and we are not using the velocity component in x and y to move the ball. Ideally, this function should be updated. This function, like this updation of ball's center, this function call should be corrected, and ideally this updation of ball's center should happen on the basis of velocity of ball in x and y direction. That's the mistake. That's the only mistake in this code. So okay. So we will just let GPT know that this piece of code works. This works, but the ball is moving in circles. We can move forward. Certainly. Let's continue building upon the foundation and make the ball move in a straight line. Okay, that's what GPT is saying. So we can remove this piece of code because like we have an updated piece of code that is working. Okay. So now it will like make so see this. Now the center of the ball gets updated using velocity of ball. So we will add ball ka velocity in X and ball ka velocity in Y direction. Okay, and the remaining code actually remains same. So let's use this code. I'll just copy it and run this cell. So we are making progress. We have a basic UI which is working, and we can see the ball like moving at least. Now I guess the ball will reflect as well. Okay, so the UI is ready. Let's run it. Okay, this is good. Okay, the ball actually got reflected in X, but on the top it didn't get reflected. On the top it didn't get reflected. There is some problem in the top code. You can see the ball getting reflected here, but then it just keep venting like above. So there is definitely some issue in the Y coordinate. So let us try to fix it. Okay, this is because like we just checked for 0. We didn't check for the top of the frame. So here also there should have been one more condition, right? So I'll just copy this condition, and we should actually have one more condition here. The GPT forgot to add one condition. So here also like the bottommost thing is good, but the topmost thing is not good. So ball should also reflect from the top if it hits the like topmost part. So like here also I'm writing the same condition. If the ball's y coordinate plus the radius hits the topmost part, we need to reflect. So let's run this cell again. This should fix the issue. Okay, now we will like this was the issue. Okay, now let's run it. So the ball gets reflected from the top right part, and it gets reflected in on the bottom left part as well. So the ball is moving in the right direction, but like since our window is a square window, see this UI looks amazing, right? Like this is like our dream, like a dream come true. If you remember, in childhood, like we had this rectangular LCD displays, and in screensaver there was a ball moving like on the screen, and we just kept waiting for it to hit the corner. So we actually have created a UI here which is only hitting the corners. So it's like very satisfying and like to watch, and it is working. But since the center initially was 5,5, this will like only hit diagonals. So there are two things which we can do. We can either make if you want to see the full reflections working, you can either make the screen rectangle, or you can make the initial position of ball as random. Okay, so we will Okay, let's talk GPT about this. There was one mistake that we fixed in Y coordinate update of ball center. Can we make the initial position of balls center random? I'm just telling GPT to do one task for me. So when you created the ball object, you should add this. So that's what GPT is suggesting us. So instead of writing this, you just need to add one more line with initial random balls position. So let's run this code. This is good, right? So that now the ball doesn't start from 5,5. Instead, it will start with a random position. So it just took an umpire.random.uniform from 1 to 9 and another random. So it's very intelligent. See, the x coordinate is between 1 and 9, but the y coordinate is only between 5 and 9. So that the ball doesn't start from the bottom half. It starts on the top half of the screen. Very intelligent, right? So basically this is the region where ball will start initially, like between 5 and 10 and the entire screen. So this is our initial position. Now we can see a better UI working, right? Now we can see the actual reflections. This is beautiful, right? Okay, we have a basic UI of ball rolling around in the window, and this is working. Slowly we will now add bricks, and we will try to reflect the ball using like this paddle. We will move it using keystrokes. Like actually, like this is the basic framework that we are ready with. Okay, so I'll stop the stream here. Like for today, like 1 hour is our stopping point. I will go live again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Continue with the same script, and we will try to build on this. If you like the video, hit the like button and share this video with more people. Tomorrow, I want more live audience to watch this video, so that like we can build this like project end to end, right? Okay, so let's stop this stream for now. Thank you so much for watching. And also do write in the comment section of this video after this video ends if you want the code of this the game as well. If you write in the comment section, I will send you a link where you can see the code, this collab. Okay, where you can experiment with the code and try to create your own UI. Cool. Thanks a lot for joining the session, for watching the video. Let's join tomorrow again at 5 p.m. and continue building this project. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.